What's up, everyone? Ready to explore the Philippines? Let's check out the incredible story of Lam-Ang, the legendary hero, famous for his strength, smarts, and bravery. Ready? Let's dive in. In the beginning, it is important to know that Lam-Ang was not an ordinary baby. He grabbed his gear, hopped on his horse, and with his trusty dog and rooster, rode off to the Egret village. The road was long and tiring, but Lam-Ang wasn't afraid. He knew what he had to do. You see, when he was born, he was already a miracle. Lam-Ang had heard about her beauty and had fallen in love with her, and now he wanted to court her. But to do so, he needed to impress her family. Of course, the family accepted Lam-Ang's proposal because he had proven himself to be a brave, skillful, and wealthy young man. There were games, dances, and feasts that lasted 4 days. But after the wedding, Lam-Ang had to go back to his village. He was swallowed by a giant fish called Embark, which was the same fish that had been terrorizing the people of his village. The fish tried to swallow him whole, but Lam-Ang was too big for its stomach. Please leave a comment down below telling me which part of the story was your favorite. Don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any new videos. So the fish let him go, and he came out of its mouth safely. The distance between the two villages was not a problem for him, since he had a magic rooster that could fly very fast. Luckily, he had a magic dog that could travel very fast. So they arrived at the market in Kalanushan just in time to buy the finest fabrics and other goods to offer to the girl-less family. Lam-Ang was terrified, but he knew that he couldn't escape. He agreed to marry the fish, but thanks to his magic rooster and dog, Lam-Ang came back too, and they lived happily ever after. As soon as he entered the world, he began to speak and chose his own name. It was amazing. Lam-Ang also invited them to his boat for a ride on the lake. And during the boat ride, he showed off his skills as a hunter by catching fish with his spear. Once again, his family and friends were amazed by his skills. Everyone knew that he was destined to be a great hero. Now, Lam-Ang grew up hearing stories about his father, Don Juan, from the neighboring town of Luna. His father had gone to war long ago and never returned. Everyone told him that his dad was a true hero. The chief knew why Lam-Ang had come. He tried to bribe him, but Lam-Ang refused to accept the offer. Then the chief challenged him to a fight. The two warriors battled fiercely, but in the end, Lam-Ang's skills were too much for the chief to handle. He defeated the chief and avenged his father's death. But one day, while rummaging through his father's belongings, Lam-Ang found a letter that revealed the whole truth. The letter said that Don Juan had been killed by Egret warriors when he went to look for him. Young Lam-Ang's blood boiled. He wanted revenge. But before setting out on his journey, he made a solemn vow to his mother that he would return safely or not at all. When he finally reached the village, Lam-Ang went straight to the chief's house and demanded to speak to him. With a victory, Lam-Ang returned home. He was exhausted and his body was dirty from the battle. So on the way, he decided to take a bath in the river. But little did he know that his power over nature was so great that he actually killed all the fish in the river and scared every animal away. When his mother saw the state of the river, she knew that her son had returned. She ran to the riverbank and saw Lam-Ang coming towards her. She was so happy that he had returned safely. Then Lam-Ang and his companions continued their journey to the town of Kal, where the most beautiful girl in the land, Ines Kanoyan, lived. When Ines' family saw the magnificent fabrics and other items, they were astounded. They had never seen anything like it. After the boat ride, Lam-Ang and his companions went to the girl's house to formally ask for her hand in marriage. And so the wedding between Lam-Ang and Ines was a grand affair. However, on the way back, Lam-Ang had to stop to relieve himself. And as he was relieving himself, guess what happened? But the crazy thing was that the fish then asked him to marry her and threatened to eat him if he refused. And that is the story of Lam-Ang, a hero who faced many challenges but always came out on top. Do you like this kind of content? Hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a moment of our latest stories, tips, and uploads.